freaking out that we have another derailment. 6,500 gallons of nitric acid in Montreal, Canada last night that exploded. Another plastic company exploded in Florida. We have fucking earthquakes, cyclones. We are all being attacked.
I'm in Lexington, Kentucky, and I'm about 5 hours south of East Palestine, where the trains derailed and released toxic chemicals into the air. Well, it's a heavy overcast today in Lexington, and it's raining, and birds are falling out of the sky and dying in the parking lot right now. Look.
Amanda Brashears was going to feed her 5 hens and rooster this morning when she discovered them all lifeless, practically in the same position.
If we can do this to chickens in one night, imagine what it's going to do to us in 20 years.
First, I want to say the area that I'm already in, we're already smelling chemicals and stuff over here. Where before I went, I made sure I was dressed up in a biosuit.
Okay, if you haven't gotten the memo, we are under unrestricted warfare. And whenever the citizen population is under unrestricted warfare, it's up to us to protect our health. It's on us to make sure that we prevent disease from spreading. So if you are affected by the chemical spill, Arizona, Palestine, Ohio, Detroit, Florida, pay attention. I'm going to show you 4 things to do to protect your lungs, protect your home, and protect your kids and your pets against these chemical spills. Now, there are plenty of natural remedies that I can implement that will help fight against the poison that's being released into your atmosphere. However, they're not readily available. So I'm only going to focus on natural remedies that are available that you can actually get your hands on today or tomorrow, because time is of the essence. Let's get to it. So the inhalation of vinyl chloride and other toxic chemicals not only dramatically affect your endocrine system, but they affect your respiratory system. So we want to get that respiratory system strong. The number one go-to out of the mint family to heal the lungs would be thyme. Now, this is the thyme that I grow at home, but you can get this at any of the box stores. And the important aspect of thyme, what it does, it actually helps reduce the inflammation in the respiratory system, but it has a compound in it called carvacrol. And that carvacrol actually helps to strengthen the capacity of your lungs when you eat it. The other thing about thyme that you need to consider is that it actually helps modulate the hormonal effects of inhaling these toxic chemicals. There's a chemical in here that helps modulate progesterone, and that progesterone modulation branches out into some of the other hormones that you need for proper balance as well. But long story short, this is very, very powerful to help strengthen your lung system, to also help repair the endothelial tissues that are lining your respiratory tract and give you the full protection that you need against these toxic chemicals. Number 2, you want to use rosemary because it has 2 compounds. The first compound is rosmarinic acid and carnosol, and these 2 combined have a very potent effect on protecting the lungs and also increasing the expansion and contraction of the lungs. And because it's an antiseptic, breaks up mucus and also provides more protection for the respiratory tract. This is very, very important to add into your diet. I'm going to show you how to make the decoction of it in a second. What I'm going to show you now is how to do what's called a decoction. A decoction is very different from doing a tincture. A tincture is what we use when we take medicinal herbs and then we ferment them over a period of time using alcohol or glyceride to reduce the medicinal effects and increase the potency. Because this is a chemical spill happening right now and you need remedy right now, you don't have 6-7 months to let your tincture sit up on the shelf to produce the proper medicinal qualities. What we're going to do instead is called a decoction. A decoction is when we take the herbs and we boil them in water, simmer them in water for 1 to 2 minutes or 1 to 3 minutes to extract the medicinal properties and then to increase the potency of those medicinal properties. We make a tea out of it or we just sip it in our water. Very simple. All right, so I showed you how to do a decoction. Now, what do we do to get these toxic fumes out of our environments and our homes? What do we do to protect our kids and our pets? The number one thing you can do is get this right here. This is called aloe vera. I know you're familiar with it. You can probably get it at Whole Foods, Kroger's, you name it, Walmart. This is a very, very important cacti because what it does is absorb the toxins and the chemicals that are in your environment. This aloe vera can absorb several times in its weight formaldehyde, benzenes, and some of that vinyl chloride that's in your environment. So it'll suck that up into the plant and then disperse of it properly through the filtration process. So get you an aloe vera plant, put it in your house, put it somewhere close to where you sleep, because at nighttime you're producing a lot of CO2 and the respiration that you're engaging in will allow you to clear out some of those chemicals you've been breathing during the day. Now, the other plant that you want to go out and get immediately, you want to get this big boy immediately. You may know it as black coral. Some people say mother-in-law's tongue, but I call it the snake plant. And this plant is so unique compared to other plants because what this plant does that other plants don't do, this plant produces oxygen at nighttime as opposed to the daytime. Most other plants produce oxygen in the daytime. This plant produces oxygen in the nighttime, which means you need it in your bedroom, especially with your kids. So put it in your kids' room, put it around your pets. Make sure this plant is in your bedroom at night. It will produce more oxygen in the room, therefore allowing you to absorb more of the oxygen, and that will help improve and cleanse the lungs properly. Last but not least, for your dogs and your pets, we're going back to rosemary. Rosemary is approved as a safe and effective way to help dogs' respiratory systems. So you want to use this in their dog food, chop it up, put it in the dog food. They might not want to eat the dog food, so you have to be very sneaky about getting it into their food. Or you can make a decoction of it that I showed you here in the video and then feed it to them through their water. So those are the tips and tricks of everything that's been going on. Like and follow. We got more.